Hey, Ryan.
Yeah?
How many beers can you cram down your gullet?
I don't want to find out. Hey, Beerocrats, it's me, producer Ryan, and I have with me this week is Eric, because we're drinking some weird, funky beers, which I tend to like and he doesn't, so let's see what happens this time.
Every time I see my brother-in-law, it's good times for a moment, then it's bad times when he makes me drink stuff.
So this time, because it's Thanksgiving, we have some cranberry beers. We have a couple different ones here. We have a Berliner Weiss from North Coast. They do some, you might have had like their Scrimshaw Pilsner, Old Rasputin Imperial Stout.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a wine cooler looking like thing. We're going to see how that turns out. And
probably cooler.
It could be kind of cool.
Maybe.
Then we have this Trader Joe's Sour. So surprisingly, Trader Joe's has some really good beer. Their sour series they do with Petrus out of Belgium, so you know it's going to be good.
Oh, well, that's what I'm told.
So first up, we have the Cranberry-Quince from North Coast Brewing. They are on, obviously what it says, they're on the coast of California, Fort Bragg. They're pretty far north.
On the map.
This is very far up. We'll do some fancy graphics or something. This is a Berliner Weiss. Spontaneously fermented, like the traditional Berliner Weisses have been. Made with some cranberries, so it's got that holiday flair. Clear bottle, because why not? It's supposed to be seasonal, so these ones, they do one every season. This one happens to be the cranberry. And so they don't expect to be on the shelf for very long. That doesn't look like a good face from you.
No.
That's unfortunate.
This smells like used donkey socks.
Wow. You are with the very descriptive flavors this time. And here's the good thing about North Coast, and I wanted to bring this up, is they're actually a B Corp. They really care about the environment. They're non-GMO, like most of their beers. They give back to the community. So it's really cool. So when you buy a bottle of this, you're helping the environment. Captain
Planet drinking beer.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
This is planet beer. This is planet-saving beer. It's light. Got a little bit of tartness.
I like the tart.
Do you?
Like the tart,
okay.
Yes. So the smell was like, no.
I was going to say, much better than the face that you gave.
Well, no, but the tart actually makes up for a good amount. It had a good amount of head once you poured it initially. I like that. It's got a nice little tingle as it goes down the gullet. So I'm kind of enjoying this. Not going to lie. This is awesome. Pretty good. When you smell it initially, it's just like, donkey socks. But when it goes down, it's like, not donkey socks.
I mean, I don't get the donkey socks, but I'm glad you enjoyed this because I know our last episode you didn't really care for as much. But
you love to torture me, Ryan.
I do. I mean, it's weird that it's out of a clear bottle. I don't know if I would normally get it because of that, but
well, you wouldn't normally get it. You'd only be able to get it for one season because it's a seasonal release, right?
Well, that's true. The cranberry one, yeah.
Well, see. Now we know calendars.
So next up, we have a beer from a Trader Joe's. The grocery store, yes. Mm-hmm. They surprisingly have a number of very good beers. This one they contract with Petrus. They've been a brewery, or the brewery that makes Petrus has been around for quite a long time. Apparently in the 80s or 90s, Mr. Michael Jackson, who, not the Michael Jackson, but the beer Michael Jackson, who was a writer, he went over to Belgium, had some of this bad batch of their beer, and it turns out he loved it. He brought it back to America. Everyone fucking just loved it. And now, the Petrus Aged Pale is like one of the standards for sours. It's super accessible. You find it at Trader Joe's. And we're lucky enough to have one that they did with cranberries. Let's hope this is better than the last one. It smells a little better.
Yeah, it doesn't smell like the donkey socks that I smelled in the last one.
Yeah, I think the color's a little better. I mean, you get the haziness, that whole wheat beer kind of stuff going on.
Hazy daisies.
We had a lot of head when we were pouring it, so that's pretty good. It's different. Like, it's more tart.
A little different.
I mean, I feel like it has more cranberry flavor. It's not as light as the last one.
Full disclosure, I drank some of this earlier and was like, well, it's missing the tart, the sour aspect of it. Now I'm drinking it again after waiting about 5 more minutes, and I could taste the tart that much more.
So are you saying you need to let it warm up a little bit?
Yeah, I think you need to let this breathe a little bit before you start consuming it right away. That way the tardiness really represents itself.
You can warm it up in your hands a little bit if the beer's a little too cold.
That's interesting. Wow. That's surprisingly better the second time around.
I'm glad. Like, I'm glad you kind of enjoyed that.
No, I'm liking it now. It
kind of goes to show, just like, beer is very temperament. Like, you need to be drinking at the right temperature. It sounds bougie, but it's kind of right. Like, the right beer at the right temperature is amazing.
Yeah. You really sell yourself short if you're just, like, immediately opening it and then just chugging it down and saying, oh, this is crap. Give it some time. You might enjoy it a little later.
Speaking of time, this one's been aged for like 24 months. So,
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that should be good for that long.
2 years. 24 months is 2 years.
You did math. And that was Cranberry Beers. Happy Thanksgiving, man.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too, man. Family, celebrating.
I am thankful that we get to get drunk.
Yep.
On this pretty delicious beer.
Yeah.
And we got to shop at one store, Trader Joe's.
Yeah, look at that. They had some good stuff. And then the Trader Joe brand came up with some good stuff. Initially, I was just like, no, I'm not feeling it. It didn't have enough tart in it. Then I let it sit for a few minutes and was like, oh my God, the tartiness is there.
So we learned a couple good things. One, you can get great beer from Trader Joe's, by Trader Joe's. And the second thing is, you should let your beer warm up a little bit if it doesn't taste right, and it might taste better.
It will.
Yeah. So Eric.
Yeah.
Where can people find us if they want to know more?
If they really wanted to know all about us, they could go on the internet, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at Beerocrats TV on all those platforms. You could also follow our personal accounts. That's at Ryan Arado, and I'm at Lord Fonz with 2 Z's.
So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, you're going to be lazy after your Thanksgiving dinner, so you should definitely be watching this and telling us what you had and what you were drinking. And I think that does it for this week of the Bureaucracy.
Cheers.
Hey, bureaucrats! Need more bureaucracy in your life? Here are 2 more videos you should watch.